Always find something interesting. You think you can see it all, but you don't even know that it's there. Well, I got a bit of a haunting story for you that could be or could not be true, but it happened to me a couple of times when I was a kid, and when I just recently got into this house as well because. Like, here's the thing, I'm actually afraid of the dark, and when it's always at times right when I'm alone, I'm always afraid of my own shadow. You would normally think when usually I'm at home when my parents go out for dinner at night or they're going out for work during the day or something, you would normally think that everything would be fine, right? But since I got my dog Jackson at home, who but a few years back I had Finn, and Ben has dogs as well, but mainly let's start with the Finn because I don't remember much about the houses, but whenever I would watch a bit of a TV show or movie that had a bit of haunts in it, like say for an example that you're watching some Scooby Doo when normally it's a kids show, right? It would usually give you a tiny bit of chills, but let's back off for a minute and go to the one of what was called the Minor 49er, who when it would always call out for the minor and the mines, that gave me straight chills, and then it would keep me from sleeping, right? But basically, here's the weird part. I always used to see shadows in my room because I would watch those kinds of shows at times, and it was always late at night. It never happened when I had company over with my friends or whatever. Even my cousins who were over, I would never be scared. But basically, it would give me a bit of the chills because right when I'm alone at home, I would be scared or like creeped out a lot because you normally here at home, well, wherever you guys live at a home or a apartment, you would hear normal creaks and floors that you would accidentally step on that would give you chills. But here's something about me that you don't know. When, since I have a dog, of course, I would always hear the wooden floors creak if anyone has stepped on them upstairs. But basically, because I was a home alone one night with my babysitter when I was a little, we would play games and whatnot. But basically, at a certain point of time at night when I'm trying to sleep, I would always hear the slightest creaks, and I don't know what it was because everyone was asleep. And I was the minority of having trouble sleeping half the time and whatever, but basically it just got creepy because the shadows kept on popping out. The lights of the cars going by the house would be going off, and there's the occasional airplanes, helicopters, or whatever would go by, fly overhead or whatever, and it would creep me out like the living ghosts of what you would actually think would be it. Basically, it would be a really creepy thing to hear and see. But main point is now that I'm older and all that, you would think I'm not that scared. Or watching scary or movies of horror films of Chucky and all that. Like it'd be between all those kinds of films of from Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street and all that, you would think my immunity would be stronger. But now, this was before I heard of those types of films. And I didn't even know them at the time, so I never heard of anything of horror films or scary movies or whatever. But basically, there was a whole weekend when I was home alone by myself. My parents left to downtown Toronto. No one came over to my house, and yet I heard the home phones go off. I didn't really pay attention to them because they were unknown numbers or just some kind of weird things going on. For say, like my grandparents would call, or my aunt and uncle would call, or just the bank people at the TD would call. But basically, the creepy thing is it was quiet as all get out. And also, Jackson was asleep, and I didn't know really what to do actually because I just let him out to do his business and all that. And so Jackson was asleep, and basically I heard the creaks on the floors and upstairs and all that, and it was really weird to hear. Like, I don't know, like, I heard this kind of creak. Normally what floors, chairs, and all that used to do, but it was more creepier than that. If you heard those creaks from the chair that I just did, it was normally like that, but more of a high-pitched screech. And I didn't know what it was, but you know what? That's all right, because the very next day, everything was normal, and I didn't really think about it. But now that my immune system of being scared is stronger now, I'm not that scared. Thank you for your time.